You know, ban list hype is really driving players to buy all of their hopes and dreams. So make sure you guys smash the crap out of that Nightmare Mermaid button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. So I want to talk about a couple of the cards that have been disappearing out of my own inventory. These have been very, very, very bought over the last couple weeks. And it has been very interesting to see the cards that this community currently believes in. One of those being the Nightmare Mermaid. Now, Mermaid... Does Mermaid even make a difference? What does this card do? You have to take a Nightmare monster, except for Nightmare Mermaid, and on link summon, discard a card, special summon a Nightmare monster from your deck. That means that I have to play the bad Nightmare monster in order to, take advantage of this, which already is going to be a consistency nightmare. The more that I have seen list playing anything Orcust related, they want to cut that Nightmare monster down just to the point of not even wanting to see it, because it just turns out to be such a liability in terms of your deck construction. And that's not what you want to be seeing. You do not want your deck being, having issues. And of course, we've lost how many Nightmare monsters at this point? The TGD is already scared to bring back, our counterpart, the additional normal summoner, which I think you can bring it back now. Duke of Demise has been legal for how long now, and he's not done anything. Most of the generic combo cards that cause problems are now checked. So to have people picking up Nightmare Mermaids in the volume they've been picking them up, I'm almost completely out of them. And yes, the card can come back, but it's not going to relevantly do anything. Does it make Orcust more consistent? If you want to play that much garbage in your extra deck, then go for it. But the new Orcust stuff was already enough to revitalize the deck that you don't really want to deal with more consistency issues. 2026 is the year that you should treat yourself to a new gaming chair, and Ewin's Flash XL series might be that jump that you are looking to get. Now, I've had this gaming chair for about a month and a half now, and this has been probably the most comfortable experience I've had. Let's spin this bad boy on around here. As you can see, we can go all the way down to the base of the floor. This actually reflects back, or it goes back, which is really nice. And of course, detachable, and these adjust up and down to whatever size you're going to need. And also 500-pound weight limit. Yeah, trust me. Hi. You see, I am a very, very big individual, and when it comes to the gaming chair experience, this is something that I need to have. You need to be able to have it be optimized to you. And quite honestly, the XL Flash series, I think, is the best that they have come up with so far. So, discount code MCO40 will save you on your purchase for Ewin. It's time that you treat yourself to a new gaming chair in 2026. And, of course, if you don't like this, they have plenty of other things available in their gaming chairs, their desk. I do recommend that you guys actually give them a shot. So, Ewin, discount code MCO40, bring in 2026 with a new gaming chair experience, and that way you can have your gaming needs all met with this. The Simorgh Link. We've already had a long conversation about this card, but I had more of them bought out recently. And I don't know what is triggering this right now. At this point in time, obviously the debate comes down to, how long is Harpy's Featherstorm going to be legal? How long are we going to have to continue to deal with, a lot of the little bits and pieces that come with the consequences of this? And if the Simorgh Link does come back, how consistent is going to be the access to the Apex Avian? Is every deck that has access to a Winged Beast monster, they suddenly got to try to splash in Apex Avian? What happens if I, draw that Apex Avian and I'm now down a combo piece trying to combo up? It feels like it is too inconsistent to generate the quote-unquote metagame results that I feel that the player base is going to try to put this deck up on a pedestal and try to achieve with it. It doesn't make sense to try to push this. But on the other hand, you know that players are going to look at this and they're going to go, oh my gosh, Simorgh can come back. You know, the Wind Barrier statue's gone. You know, all the problem cards, you know. And you would honestly have to trade this out with, I think, the Featherstorm. I'm cool with that trade. If you take them and you actually swap them out, no problem whatsoever. I am okay with making that trade. It is less that we have to deal with. And I don't think that many players would be upset about that, honestly. I think more people would be very happy just to kind of have the opportunity to have some Simorgh back, just to experiment around with deck building. You know, Featherstorm does not promote good deck building. It actually promotes me not wanting to play the game unfun. Herald of the Arclight. This still remains, I think, one of the most interesting topics of conversation. You got people out here that generally look at Herald of the Arclight, and we all want this card gone. We want this card gone because it bridges into Mitsurugi. It is the critically most important end board piece to the current Yummy deck. And that is absolutely unfun. Alright? Having a walking, talking Floodgate, an Omni-Negate, and a Ritual Searcher, all written on one card. I don't know who came up with this. And you are absolutely crazy for allowing this mess to continue to walk around in the current state of the competitive metagame. And it is a pretty big pain in the butt to be dealing with. So to see that, you know, I think in the last week I've sold 10 Heralds, all to different people. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, guys, I know that Heralds at this point are cheap, but like the minute we get a list and Herald does actually go, because it is the piece that most TCG players want to see get axed. It does too much for what the card actually should be doing. Like, I feel like when they made Herald, they were just like, oh, you know, there's no way that the TCG will ever break this card. No, actually, it's been quite the opposite. We have had one of the craziest times just spinning this card around and trying to come up with the next crazy way to, you know, break it. So to see that, you know, this has been consistently turning over, I guess I should be happy that Heralds are selling right now. You know, that way if it does get banned, they just don't sit there. But it's like, come on, guys. I get it, but come on. At least play it in Dogmatica so you can at least do something with it. Starleash Safeword. This one is unsurprising, to say the least. And actually, Starleash Safewords on the high end are actually the ones that have actually disappeared the most. It's actually kind of crazy to think about first ed copies of this now exist in one of the greatest spectrums that I have seen in ages, man. I was selling these, I think it was like $28 a copy. And you're probably like, whoa, yeah, they were first ed, first of all. So that's okay. When you're dealing with absolute high rarities, that's okay. But at the end of the day, it's like, wow, Starleash Safewords have really gone up to that price point. Right now, the lowest Starleash Safewords on the market, as of filming this, are $28. Yeah, cool. So that's the reason why mine disappeared. And that's just for the Seekers. Obviously, you know, you have lower rarity versions. You don't have to get the top of the line. Ultras are $2 and you can get $7 cent Albaz copies. It's just players look at this and they go, ooh, shiny cardboard. Me excited. Me want to play higher rarity. And that's basically what you're seeing now. So, I mean, just so you're aware, Starleash Safewords have actually bumped up in price quite a lot, almost to a crazy price point that is a little bit nutty. So I wanted to make everybody aware of that today. As you are watching these shifts through in the market, I think you're going to continue to observe more and more activity in this, because Dragon Link is less than a month away at this point. You know, you really do have people out here that are jumping at joy for the opportunity to actually play this. So that's actually kind of interesting. Now, I actually want to talk about the TCG player fee increase here. Now, for those of you that don't know, I am not surprised to see the TCG player is upping. This is actually kind of interesting because, you know, eBay bought out TCG player a while back, and they are now actually jumping fees from 10.25 to 10.75. That doesn't seem like a lot. It's a 0.5% increase. And they are also fee capping increasing from 50 to 75. So it means they will take more money from you on more expensive cards that you do sell in the marketplace. It's going into effect on February 10th. I've heard a lot of people upset about this. 0.5% of a fee increase. I mean, postage has been going up every year. Margins continue to dwindle, and you wonder why, you know, less and less people want to enter into the trading card game space, because those margins continue to shrink. You know, those razor thin numbers, they just go smaller and smaller until eventually, you know, it's just not profitable to be in the market. And I think that's kind of what you've been seeing over time here. Is this going to affect me selling? I'm not too worried about it. It just ends up being more corporate tax write-offs and all that garbage that you have to keep track of for business expenses. It is more bookkeeping at the end of the day. So do I think it's the end of the world? No. But I've been asked to kind of touch on that. So there you go. That's my input on it. It's all right. We knew it was going to happen eventually. It's just company growth, man. It happens. So please, comment down below too much you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys.
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.